Hi, sensitive woman. I'm so enthusiastic to welcome you to this first episode of the Healing Temple by Aya Shaman. Who is that for? So I welcome every sensitive woman willing to reconnect to their body, to their emotions, to their sensuality, to their liveliness, freedom, abundance at core. How do you embody your sovereignty, life force, within your chakras, within your body? How to activate your voice to let the movement, the power coming in. How to reconnect to your vitality. Welcome to the Aya Shaman universe. If you feel yourself as you were born to be white, different, sacred. If you are searching for nature connection, femininity, divine alignment, trustful source of vitality within yourself. If you are really just willing to be yourself, trust yourself, love yourself as a whole with vulnerability, strength, pleasure. If you want to let the spontaneity coming in more and more, at the same time to be soft with yourself, strong and bright, to feel you are very much enjoying the moment and being playful. So let it be, and again, welcome to this healing temple. So who is Aya Shaman? I'm acting as a medicine woman, as a Bloom Den facilitator, as a shamanic practitioner. My story started back about 3 years ago. And yeah, it was in May 2022 when everything started in terms of the journey. What happened basically is that I quit a mission. I was working by the time as a consultant, and this work was not aligned anymore in terms of my values. I did not fit within the system. That was a very toxic environment. I felt surrounded by people who are there to work as robots, and because of my very high level of vulnerability, sensitivity, just to feel and to be connected towards people energy, I was not fitting anymore. And I decided to stop that mission because it didn't make sense anymore. So at this very specific point in time, about 6 months later on, I had this space open, and it has really helped me to reconnect to some memories, to some ancestral memory. Basically, because I decided to have some space for myself, for my body, to really take the time to assess the overall situation in terms of my private, professional life, but also in terms of my family, my friends, what I really wanted to know about myself in terms of interiority. That was the start of a reconnection to shamanisms. That was the inflection part of my journey. And how did I discover that I was able to reconnect to a past life as a shaman, and especially as Native American shaman? At first, I was really surprised myself because usually you can connect to your senses, to your 5 senses, for example. Nevertheless, when it goes to extra perception, it's a bit different. I didn't know exactly how to go through this experience. What happened is that I could reconnect to a kind of flashback, stories. And it was directly guided towards specific topics, and all those topics were connected to shamanisms. So it really started with synchronicity. And so I decided to follow this cycle, these signs. And when I started to dig in, it's like you already know everything which is inside this book. You don't know exactly where does that come from because it's really related to your intuitive knowledge. And at the same time, you can feel within your body that this is really grounded. It's not something superficial. And then you meet someone, you start discussing with that person, and you really understand that this person has specific knowledge, and this person is coming from this region related to the shamanic protocol you have been reading about. Then I started to train myself, and there I could reconnect to not only previous life, but really all this intuitive knowledge that was ready to pop up. And because I had time to reconnect to my body, to my emotions, it started to pop up. So it's really step by step a path to start to connect with. And it has just grown. So I could finally reconnect to myself. It's only about know-how? No. It's really something that you start to reconnect with, and I needed some time to process and integrate this information. So that was really the start of the journey. And I came to realize that because I was in a very stressful environment, I was handling many matters at the same time. I was feeling a lot of chronic stress. You know how I've been hypersensitive emotionally since I'm very young, and to be performant, to just go on with the work and to provide a sense of safety to my partner by the time, to my family, to follow, a sense of merit also in terms of my work. I pursued very difficult studies, and then I started to work, and it was really a lot about what you do, what you take action upon, what is your performance of the day, what have you achieved, what are the results, but nothing at all about how do you feel, what is your emotion, how can you be more creative in your daily life, how can you just pursue what really matters to you, how do you feel motivated to wake up, in the morning. And yes, so 3 years ago, I started to reconnect to me as a whole, as a person. And that was the start of the journey. How can I basically reconnect to myself, to my body, to my subtle bodies, to my extra perception, to my inner medicine? How can I integrate all this know-how, this intuitive knowledge, and how to share it with others? How can I build up my practice as a shamanic practitioner? My second passion, and this is really critical within the journey, is that I have so much pleasure to dance on a daily basis since I'm 3 years old. For now, I have basically given Bloom dance sessions for almost more than 2.5 years. It's really a way for me to open my heart and to let go any thoughts that could surround me, this kind of mental noise that you can face on a daily basis. In terms of shamanism, so for now, I have groups and I have individual sessions. For example, if you want to reconnect to your senses, if you want to calm down your nervous system, if you want to feel relieved by the end of the session, if you want to reconnect to your breath, to just breath, so inhale, exhale, to let go. If you want to just take some time for yourself to feel safe, to feel surrounded by the group, if you want to recharge, then I would really have so much pleasure to share with you, in the coming episodes, how to do so. So my basic goal with this podcast is to share a journey towards shamanism, So Native American shamanisms, Siberian journey, but also the Bloom dance. What is Bloom dance basically? So as any flower, in order to ground, you need some fertile ground, you need nutriments, you need water, you need to feel anchored within the ground, within the soul, to be in connection with the earth. So this is really the basics that I implement if you join any session of a Bloom dance. And when you feel at ease, when you feel perfectly grounded in terms of emotion, in terms of your body, then we may start to explore consciously about a topic. So let's assume that you would like to reconnect to anger, because anger is so tough, so difficult to incorporate, to really feel within, and not to capture or crystallize that energy within the body. How can I express my anger towards myself, towards others, within a very safe, joyful, pleasant environment? This is basically what I'm providing. So, yes, if you want to reconnect to your body, to your emotions, I'm here to support you as a shamanic practitioner, as a Bloom dance facilitator. I've done so for a bit more than the last 2 years now. And this is very difficult for me, for example, this voice activation, to stand up orally on this podcast. So any feedback about what you would like to hear, in terms of the journey, I really perceive it as a co-creation. I would really incentivize yourself to leave a comment, to say what you like, what you dislike, how you would like to feel supported on your daily basis. As much as you give, as much as I receive, and vice versa. So it's really a virtuous circle. Sometimes I'm not able to perceive on my own, how much pleasure and strength we can have together. So, yeah, I'm very much looking forward to your feedback about this very first episode, which is a bit stressful for me. So if you just discover, Eya Shaman Universe for the first time, you would like to know anything about my current journey and activities, please just comment Eya, on your podcast preferred platform, and I will follow up directly to share information, to reply to any comments. I would really love to do so. So, yes, that was it for today. It was already a very powerful exercise for me, and I hope that you can really hear and sense and feel already the energy that I'm sending towards you. So thank you very much for your time. I'm sending you a lot of love, shamanism's energy. Thank you very much again, and I very much wish you an amazing week ahead. Take care, bye-bye.